Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. And look, today I want to talk to you about a very important subject. So buying a home could be a very, it's a very exciting process, but it's also one of the most financially difficult processes and complicated processes probably that one will have in his life. So that being said, I want to go over hidden costs of buying a home. So without further ado, stay tuned, grab a little tea, grab a little coffee, whatever you got to do, and let's get into it. So what are hidden costs, first of all? Well, hidden costs are hidden. That's why they're hidden. They're called hidden costs. But pretty much it could be a variety of things. It could be anything from home insurance to inspections, to certain things that you might not see right away, property taxes. So these are all things that you may not see right away when purchasing a home. And people tend to overlook these things because they're focused on the bigger picture, which is like the sales price of the home. But in reality, there's a ton of things you got to do. When you're buying a home, there's a ton of processes and expenses that overhead expenses you don't see right away. So you really want to do your due diligence and research before getting under contract, signing that contract, and being legally binded, ratified, so that you know exactly what the hidden costs are and what you can do to maybe avoid certain costs and combat that financially. So you really want to research that, ask your real estate agent what they are. But hey, I'm going to tell you the first one right now. Hidden cost number one, property taxes. Property taxes are one of those things that people don't generally think of right away when they're purchasing or home searching at all, especially first-time home buyers. They just want to get that brand new home, get in there, lock it in, and live a happy life in there. But property taxes are one of those things you really have to pay attention to because they do add up. So let me give you an example. Property taxes, I believe in California, are 1.25% of the purchase price of the home. So, you got to think, if you're buying a house for $1 million, look, I'm not a math wizard, so I'm going to pull out my calculator here. So if you're buying a house for, let's just say 1.1 million, right? Like an average price, and you want to take property taxes, which are about 1.25% or so of the yearly cost. So that's about $13,750 a year that you're paying for a $1.1 million house. So, if you're looking at a property that's a 1.8, 2.7, 3 million, you expect property costs to be like upwards of 20 to 30, sometimes even 40,000 a year. So people tend to overlook these things, that's one of the biggest expenses you're paying is property taxes at the end of the year. That's something you got to look out for when you're buying a house. And not overlook that, because you can buy something that's like really nice, but then you realize, oh wow, I gotta pay $25,000 a year for just to have the home for the property taxes, right? Hidden cost number two, home inspections. So home inspections is something you really want to watch out for too, because they are a hidden cost. That home is not usually sometimes always perfect, and you do want to check to see if there's any things wrong with it. If you're going in with like an inspection contingency. So you want to check if there's like termite damage, dry rot, mold, anything like that. This is very important because it's your home and you want to make sure everything's running properly and nothing that screams out to you that's a big problem or something that could affect the home's value or the physical characteristics of the home. Home inspections could cost anywhere from $200 all the way up to $1,500. So you really want to make sure that you're usually, from my experience, it's around $300 to $400 that I've seen people pay for a home inspection. So that's something you want to watch out for because home inspections are important, and you want to make sure you're ready financially to pay for the home inspection. Because trust me, it's way better doing a home inspection than later on suffering the repercussions of possibly finding out there was something wrong with the house later, and then you have to pay for it down the line, which could be tens and thousands of dollars or something like that. So, and lastly, hidden costs, landscaping and lawn repair. This is something that can be quite costly when you're owning a home and operating a home. How, you may ask? Well, let's put it to you this way. If you're buying a home with a huge lot and there's a ton of grass on there and landscaping that needs to be done, like roses, if there's any fruits, if there's any trees that are huge, like in my old house we had palm trees, so that we had to once every 3 months we had to call in a team to trim down the palm trees. So that costs quite a bit of money. But let's just say you're busy. You need to hire lawn guys to come over every once every week or once every twice a week, depending on how you want. That's going to be costly as well, depending on the company or the service. And if you're doing it yourself, you got to remember, if you're gardening or grass fertilizers or anything like that, that's soil cost, that's mulch, for the properties, the curb appeal. There's a lot of things you need to look out for when it comes to lawn care. So definitely keep that in mind. If you live in somewhere like a condo or townhouse, you don't really have to worry about it, because usually condo and townhouses don't have backyards, maybe a little tiny one that you don't really need to worry about maintaining. But if it's definitely you're buying a single family home, it's definitely something to keep an eye out for, and understand that you are going to spend some money taking care of the lawn there. So make sure you have money for that as well. All right, well, thank you guys for tuning in to the channel again. I really appreciate your time that you took to watch this video. I hope you learned something. And again, my name is Nikita Pavlov. I'm with Westbrook Realty. And hit that like button, subscribe, and there'll be more content coming to you shortly here. All right, have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.